Hi, my name's Wendy and I'm from shinyhappyworld.com. Today I'm going to teach you a few basic things about sewing machine maintenance and how to use it. All sewing machines are a little bit different as far as threading them and things like that, but there are a few things that are universal to every single machine, and that's what I'm going to focus on today. The first thing is the hand crank. Most of the time when you're making the machine sew stitches, you're going to be doing it with the foot pedal, but every once in a while you want to go very, very slowly, or you want to control just exactly where the needle is as far as up or down, and that's when you use this hand crank. One really important thing to know is you always turn the hand crank this direction. You always turn it toward you counterclockwise. Never turn the crank the other direction. That is very, very bad for most machines. You're going to need to change your needle a lot. One of the first things I check if my machine is messing up, if it's skipping a stitch or anything like that, the first thing to check is change the needle. It's amazing what even a slightly dull needle can do to affect your sewing. And luckily, changing the needle is very simple and it's pretty much the same on every machine. So here's how you do it. So every machine has got a screw of some kind on the side here. This has got a nice fat knob. Some of the older ones have an actual screw hole that you need a little screwdriver for, but if it does, it comes with a little screwdriver. So you hold onto your needle, unscrew that, just loosen it enough so that the needle will drop out. Okay. And this needle's fine, so I'm going to put it right back in, but I'm going to show you. The back of this needle is flat. It's got a flat side and a rounded side at the top of it. You always want to put the needle in so that that flat side is facing to the back. So I'm going to pop it up into the hole there. Sometimes you have to lower the presser foot to get it up there. Just slide it up into the hole, hold it in place while you tighten that screw. And you don't need to super tighten it, just make it finger tight, and it's as easy as that. And then you need to rethread it. The other thing that every sewing machine needs is regular cleaning. Sewing is a very linty business, and having a bunch of lint trapped in your sewing mechanisms is not good for them at all. So I clean my machine out every project, and sometimes even more often than that if I'm sewing something that's really fuzzy. Your machine comes with certain tools, and mine come in this handy dandy little flip case. You need basically a brush and a special tool like this that's to take the throat plate off. So open up your machine, open up the front, mine has a front loading bobbin, so I'm going to take that bobbin out so I can see what's in here. And you can see that there's some lint and fuzz in there, and you're going to use your brush and just brush some of that out of there. If this doesn't get cleaned out often enough, it can compact into felt, and it can really kind of mess up how things are sewing. Brush out the bobbin holder, and then you're going to want to take your throat plate off. Pop your tool in there and just pry it off. And you can see all the mechanisms in here. And you're going to use that same brush and just brush as much as you can reach. I reach the brush down into all the little nooks and crannies, and sometimes you'll pull up little globs of lint. And this one has a little door that I can slide out of the way, and I can even get in here a little bit. And just brush out anything that you can see and that you can get to. And after you're all done brushing it out, I use a little compressed air on it. You can get this at any office supply store. And just blow out any bits. And then put it all back together. Oh, wait, I just saw a bit I missed. There's a nice bit of fuzz. So now it's all clean and ready to go again. The last thing you want to do is oil your machine. There's going to be a very specific oil for your machine, and the the person who cleans your machine for you professionally will be able to tell you what kind of oil to get, and there's a very specific place to put it. On my machine, I put 1 drop of oil right in there, let it kind of bleed in to all of the little crevices, and then I just turn it by hand for a turn or 2, just to get everything lubricated in there. So that's some sewing machine basics. Only turn your hand crank counterclockwise. Change your needle every couple of projects, or if anytime the machine starts acting funky, make that your first stop. Clean everything out every couple of projects and oil it every time you clean it. And I also recommend taking it in and having it professionally cleaned. They'll really take the whole thing apart and do a good job with it at least once a year, more often if you use your machine a lot or if you're having any problems with it. My name's Wendy, and you can find me at shinyhappyworld.com. Come back next week. We're going to talk about choosing fabric.